Hi viewers, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn a new lesson, that is carbon and its compounds. So let us start. First, I'll take an introduction of this carbon. See, this is the atom of an carbon. It has It has 6 protons and 6 electrons. It has 6 protons and 6 electrons. That's why its atomic number is 6. Carbon's atomic number is 6. If its atomic number is 6, then it has 6 protons and 6 electrons. Now, another thing is that it also has 6 neutrons. Here the neutrons value is also 6. See, now from this we can find the mass number. So by this we can say that the mass number of the carbon becomes 12. How it became 12? By adding the proton value and neutron value, I got the value of mass number. Its mass number is 12. Approximately it is 12. It has 6 protons and 6 neutrons. By adding this I got 12. That's why its mass number is also 12. See here. Now its electronic configuration is 2, 4. Carbon's electronic configuration is 2, 4. By this we can say that its valence electron count is 4. What is valence electron count? I will tell you. See here, suppose this is an atom of an carbon. Here it has 2 electrons. Here it has 4 electrons. See here. Here what happens? In the last shell it has 4 electrons. To become stable, how many electrons does it need? It needs 4 electrons. To become stable, it needs 4 electrons. That's why how many electrons it need to become stable? 4. That's why its valence electron count is also 4. Because it needs 4 electrons to become stable. That's why its valence electron is also 4. Valence electron count is also 4. By this we can say that the valency is 4. How much the valence electron count? How much is the valence electron count here? 4. That's why its valence C will become 4. And here, that's why it is called as tetravalent. That's why this carbon is called as tetravalent. Tetra means 4. Valent means valency. That means its valency is 4. See. Here its atomic number is 6. That means it has 6 protons and 6 neutrons, and also it has 6 neutrons. So here the mass number becomes 12. That means 6p plus 6n. 6 protons plus 6 neutrons. Now here electronic configuration also becomes 2, 4. Electronic configuration is 2, 4. See, its valence electron count is 4. Valence electron count means how many electrons does it need to become stable? That is valence electron count. It needs 4 electrons to become stable. That's why 4 is its valence electron count. That's why hence its valence is 4. So it is tetravalent. Next. Now, why is carbon so important? Because it is the main element present in all living organisms. First I will say you, see here, the food which we take in contain nutrients. We all know that the food which we take in contain nutrients. In some nutrients contain carbon. Almost all nutrients contain carbon. See, this is its chemical formula. C6H12O6. See, here C means carbon. That means here some percent of carbon is there in this nutrient. That's why it is the main element present in all living organisms. Next is that the almost all fuel which we use are made up of carbon, like LPG gas, kerosene, petrol, etc. all contain carbon. But you all know that hydrogen gas is also used as fuel. That's why here hydrogen gas does not contain carbon. That's why almost all fuel means almost, not all fuels. Almost all fuels that we use are made up of carbon. See here, the organic substances like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, alcohol, vinegar, glucose, etc. These all contain carbon. Carbohydrates, proteins, fats, alcohol, vinegar, glucose, etc. These all contain carbon. See, another thing is that the plastic which we use in our day-to-day life, this also contain carbon. It also contain carbon. See, 1 minute. It also contain carbon. See, these are all the living organisms which contain carbon. See, this is the atom of an carbon. See, it has 6 protons and 6 neutrons. Next, now next is, what is the uniqueness in carbon? See, in my previous slide, I said you that why is carbon so important? That means it has some uniqueness in our day-to-day life. What is the uniqueness in carbon? That we will see now. See. Because it can form huge number of compounds. This carbon can form huge number of compounds because it uses covalent bond. That's why it can form so many compounds or huge number of compounds. See, suppose if you take carbon compounds one side, present we have 118 elements. From that 118 elements, leaving carbon, all non-carbon compounds keep one side and keep only carbon compounds on another side. You will see that all carbon compounds are more than these non-carbon compounds. This is also one reason that the number of all carbon compounds are greater than all non-carbon compounds. Next, see, in chemistry there are 3 branches. One is physical chemistry, inorganic chemistry and organic chemistry. In organic chemistry, carbon compounds are studied. That's why organic chemistry is studied as a separate branch of chemistry. This organic chemistry is studied as a separate branch of chemistry because of the carbon. Next, see here, this is the methane formula is CH4. its electronic structure is like this, something like this. And ethane is C2H6. Its diagram is like this. And propane has C3H6. This is C3H8. Sorry, C3H8. And butane is C4H10. See, its diagram is like this. Next is this, about this all methane, ethane, propane, this all I will tell you in the chapter. Now next is types of covalent bond. See here, first, see, in bonds there are two types of bonds. One is ionic bond. One minute. In bond there are two types. One is ionic bond. Another one is covalent bond. One is ionic bond. Another one is covalent bond. Ionic bond is the bond formed by sharing of ionic bond is the bond formed by transfer of electrons. Suppose if you take Na, its electronic configuration is 281, and another one is chlorine. If you take chlorine, its electronic configuration is 287. Here this Na likes to transfer its electrons, donate its electrons, but chlorine likes to accept electrons. Here sodium, which is Na, likes to donate one electron. How many electrons? One. Only one electron. Chlorine accepts one electron. See, here this Na donates one electron to the Cl, and Na becomes, by donating one electron, Na becomes Na plus, and Cl chlorine, by accepting one electron, it becomes Cl minus. Because of these are positive, negative. Unlike charges attract each other by electrostatic force, and they will become NaCl. A bond formation will become between these two, and this bond is called ionic bond. This bond is called ionic bond. Ionic bond is the bond formed by transfer of electrons. See here, what happened? Here, sodium and chlorine. In sodium, it transferred one electron, and chlorine accepted one electron. Because of the transfer of electron by sodium, the bond formation has been become with the chlorine. That's why this is called ionic bond. See, here another thing is that sodium is a metal. Sodium is a metal and chlorine is a non-metal. That means the ionic bond is always formed between a metal and a non-metal. Ionic bond is always formed between a metal and non-metal. Next is our covalent bond. Here covalent bond is the bond formed by sharing of electrons. Here suppose there is one hydrogen. One minute. There is one hydrogen, and this is also another. This is another hydrogen. See, hydrogen electronic configuration is 1, and this has also 1. Because this hydrogen cannot donate one electron, because if it donate one electron, its electrons will finish. It will become 0. That's why it will not donate electron. But here there is another hydrogen. It also has one electron, but it also cannot donate one electron. That's why these both share their electrons. Something like this. See. Share their electrons like this. See. Here now, see. This hydrogen is feeling that it is stable. See. Here 1, 2. 2 bonds. 2 electrons. That means it becomes stable hydrogen. This hydrogen also contains 2 electrons because 1, 2. It also becomes stable. That means a single bond formation has been become between these two atoms. for the formation of a bond we need two electrons. That's why these both shared their electrons. They shared their two electrons. One hydrogen shared its one electron, another hydrogen shared its one electron. That's why a bond formation has been between one hydrogen and another hydrogen. This bond is called covalent bond. That means the bond which is formed by sharing of electron is called covalent bond. Another one is that, see, here what happened here between one hydrogen and another hydrogen, here the bond formation has been become. But here this hydrogen is a non-metal, this hydrogen is also a non-metal. That's why the covalent bond is always, it will always happen between a non-metal and another non-metal. Now we will see about covalent bond. See here, in covalent bond there are three types. One is single bond, another one is double bond, and last one is triple bond. Single bond we will see now. See here what happens. Here there is one hydrogen. They both shared their electrons and formed only one bond. Here only one bond formation has been become. That's why this is called single bond. Single bond. Next, here there is two oxygens. It has 2, its electronic configuration is 2, 6, and this oxygen also has electronic configuration 2, 6. To become stable, they both need 2 electrons. What happens here? They both share their electrons, something like this. They both will share their electrons and they both will become stable. See here, see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, here see 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 and 8. Here this oxygen has been become stable, and this oxygen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This oxygen also has become stable. And in first I stated that to form a bond there must be 2 electrons. But here there are 4 electrons. That means 2 bonds have been formed. By sharing of electrons, here 2 bonds have been formed. That's why this is called double bond. And next is triple bond. See, suppose there is a nitrogen, its electronic configuration is 2, 5. 2, 5. Here what happens? This nitrogen shares its 3 electrons with another nitrogen and becomes stable. These both nitrogen become stable. See 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That means these 2 nitrogen became stable. How they became stable? By sharing their electrons. 1 minute. By sharing their electrons. In first I said you that for a bond have to form we need 2 electrons, but here they shared 6 electrons. That means triple bond. 3 bonds has formed. That's why this is called triple bond. Here we will show the bond. Single bond will show like this, only single line. Double bond will show like this, 2 lines. Triple bond will show like this, 3 lines. Next is Lewis dot structure. See, this I said you. See, here suppose there is an hydrogen. It is sharing one electron with another hydrogen and forming a bond. This is Lewis dot structure. See, this is only the Lewis dot structure. This is Lewis dot structure. This is only Lewis dot structure. Here we will show only last subshell electrons. Last shell, how many electrons they contain? Only those electrons will show here. Suppose we'll take oxygen. In its last shell, it contains 6 electrons. This oxygen also contains, in its last shell, it contains 6 electrons. They both share their 2 electrons and form double bond here. Double bond. One minute. Form double bond. See. They will form double bond. This is only our Lewis dot structure. Next is nitrogen. See. This is only the Lewis dot structure. By sharing their electrons, they are becoming stable. Here, by sharing, nitrogen is sharing 3 electrons. By sharing these both nitrogen are sharing 3 electrons and becoming stable. This is only the Lewis dot structure. Next, see, this is CH4. How it formed? I will show you. Suppose there are 4 hydrogen atoms and 1 carbon atom. See, carbon atom, in its last shell, it contains 4 electrons. To become stable, it needs again 4 electrons. In hydrogen atom, it contains only 1 electron. Its last shell. It has only one shell. That's why it contains only 1 electron. See, to become stable, it also needs 1 electron. That's why this hydrogen shares its 1 electron with carbon, and this carbon also shares its 1 electron with hydrogen and becomes stable. With 4 hydrogens, carbon shares its electron and becomes stable. This is CH4, methane's Lewis dot structure. Next is reasons behind the uniqueness of carbon. One is tetracovalency, another one is catenation, polymerization, and last one is isomerism. What is tetracovalency? What is catenation? All I will tell you, but see here. Tetracovalency. This tetracovalency has been processed by this carbon. This carbon possesses this property. This is an exclusive property in carbon. This is an exclusive property in carbon. This in tetracovalency, tetra means 4. Covalency means only sharing of electron. Covalent bond, I said, here it is used. See, covalency means covalent bond. That means 4 electrons, it can share 4 electrons. This is the exclusive property in carbon. And next, catenation. Catenation means the carbon, see, this carbon made so many bonds with its own atoms. See, this carbon is making so many bonds with its own atom. It is making branched. It can make branch chains. And next, it can make so many. It can make closed chain, and it can make straight chain, branch chain, closed chain. These 3 it can mate. This catenation is also an property which carbon possesses, which is possessed by carbon. Next, polymerization. See, monomer polymerization is a process by which monomer is converted into polymer. That means they will add so many monomers and make it as a polymer. In detail I will tell you next in my video. See, next, isomerism. Isomerism means the compounds, see, these compounds having same formula. Suppose butane, which is C4H10. You can draw its structure something like this. 1 minute. Or you can draw its structure something like this also. See, in that case there is C4 and H also 10. In that case there are 4 4 carbons and 10 hydrogen. In this case also there are 4 carbons and 10 hydrogens. There is no change, but in drawing there is change. This is only called isomerism. Isomerism is the compounds having same molecular formula but different structures are called isomers, and this property is called isomerism. About this I will tell you detail. Now, first we will start with tetracovalency. See, carbon's valency is 4. Carbon's valency is 4, and here carbon's valency is 4, and it can form compounds only by sharing electrons. Carbon's valency is 4 and it can form compounds only by sharing electrons. Now, next, here covalent bond. See, covalent bond. The carbon's atomic number is 6 and carbon's electronic configuration is 2, 4. In first slide I told you that. And this carbon requires 4 electrons to achieve the inert gas electronic configuration. Inert gas electronic configuration means beta means stable. But this carbon cannot form an ionic bond. Ionic bond means the bond formed by sharing of electrons. But carbon cannot share its 4 electrons to become stable. Why? I'll tell you. See. But here, see. Here, this carbon, see, first, here this carbon cannot form an ionic bond. That means it cannot transfer its electrons and it cannot gain its 4 electrons. It cannot transfer 4 electrons and cannot gain 4 electrons. Why? Because it could gain 4 electrons. By gaining 4 electrons, it becomes 4 minus ion. But, see here, but this could be difficult for the nucleus with 6 protons to hold on to 10 electrons. See, 1 minute. See, here, this is the nucleus of an carbon. Suppose this is a nucleus of an carbon and there are 4 electrons. If it will gain 4 electrons, then here full it will become 8 electrons. But in the nucleus there are 6 protons. See, the electron holders are these protons only. This proton hold the electrons firmly in the orbit. But if 4 electrons it gains, already it has 6 electrons. By draining 4 electrons, it becomes 10 electrons. But it could be difficult for this nucleus to hold 10 electrons. It has 6 protons. 6 protons can hold only 6 electrons. But more 10 electrons, okay, they can hold 7 electrons. Okay, they can hold 8 electrons. Hardly they can hold 9 electrons. But 10 electrons means it could be impossible for the nucleus with 6 protons on to hold 6 electrons. That's why it cannot drain 4 electrons. Next, see that only they say that here it could gain 4 electrons forming 4 minus ion, but it would be difficult for the nucleus with 6 protons on to hold 10 electrons. Next is why carbon cannot lose 4 electrons. They are saying that only here. See, if the carbon loses 4 electrons, if it loses 4 electrons, then it forms 4 plus ion. See here, 1 minute. See here, this is an atom of an carbon. If it loses 4 electrons, then what happens? See, if it loses 4 electrons, then to remove 4 electrons, it needs so much energy. To remove 4 electrons, it needs so much energy. For example, if you take a boy of 5 or 6 years and tell him to run 2 to 3 kilometers, then it would be difficult for that boy to run 2 to 3 kilometers. The same thing is happening here. See, here the carbon cannot lose 4 electrons because it requires more amount of energy or a large amount of energy to remove these electrons. That's why this carbon cannot lose 4 electrons. See, it could lose 4 electrons forming 4 plus ion, but it requires large amount of energy to remove 4 electrons. Thank you.